Okay. Oh my god. This game had a nerve to start so suddenly that I had to get the stream started in a flash. Because that's just how it rolls. But there we are. Well, not sequel per se, it's the same game, same kind of storytelling style, slightly more narrative, a little bit. And why did the stream stop immediately? Play nice. Oh, there we go. I mean, when I tried to stream the Unfinished Swan, I got some problems. Just 1 hour in and 15 minutes, probably. And I would like to avoid any kind of nonsense, if possible. Like at least when I streamed the last bit of Generation Zero that I did, I had the stream cut halfway. Although that kind of forced me to sort of pad out the last bit with a bit of extra hunting and whatnot. Which wasn't ideal, but what can you do? Except marvel at the title that's now... Oh, it is still visible. Oh my god! And people creeped out about the little spiral happening and the like if it said what happened to Edith Finch, what remains? What remains of Edith Finch? Written large. I mean, I would probably guess that it's a
lot of this
promo.
isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that.
Oh, hey, stop.
Start at the beginning with the house.
Ah, the house. It's marvelous. Oh, god damn it. Okay, the video might show the blue screen for a bit because I need to change something really quick. Oh, please don't cut. Don't cut me off now. No, the game. Oh. Okay, let's see how this is gonna do. I knew I should have tested more before I started this. It's my... oh, god. Camera control, inverted, yes. Why do they always do this? Oh, this is a nice little blue screen with a pause icon, apparently. And you can probably hear me chatting off. Ah, yes, there we go. I wonder why the defaults are being so weird about...
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Well, I mean, I would probably bar children from the top rooms until, you know, they had a certain sense of danger at least about falling to your death. But maybe that's just me. That's a lovely flower. I see these at, you know, various times during spring, maybe, I'm not sure, summer at least. This is definitely very homish.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Please, don't ignore us. We are being ghosted. Can I move back? I have to. Okay. This game is making you do that.
Since my brother Lewis's funeral.
I guess the house is repossessed now. Oh. It's protected by video surveillance. Trespassers will cross. Is this... yeah... sounds very American.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
And the floating words. The Finches. If you have gotten this far, you will be shot. Anyway, do I choose which path? Let's go with the road. If I want to go hiking, I could always stream some Skyrim or something.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
The wild horses. Oh my god. Oh, well, there we go. Going all out with the details. Are you there? I can zoom a little bit.
Even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I have questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Well, clearly it has a lot of answers. Oh my god.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Well, if anyone explained this house to me, I would probably think they would be completely insane.
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6.
It ate her.
It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Huh.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words.
Well, as an adult, this house makes me very comfortable in a way I can't put into words. So...
Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were.
Oh,
I was afraid of the house.
Well, I mean, sure. At least it's got accessibility stuff on it. That's lovely. It's very accessible.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
I guess we're gonna have to break in then.
Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Oh god. This is not a horror game, I promise. At least not in the normal sense of the word. No demons inside this building. Other than the metaphorical ones, yes. Oh god. Oh, can't open the garage door. This place is kind of recyclables only. Any recyclables in this house? Surely not.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Well, yes. I would imagine so. Have some crown clean with the righteous fury? Seriously? I suppose with this house you would... I can't even begin to imagine how much of a pain in the ass it will be to keep clean. Especially the planetarium, something.
For the first time in years.
Yes?
I felt like I was home.
Oh my. An unsettling home, but a home nonetheless.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Oh, there we go. Edith, Dawn, Lewis. In loving memory of Lewis Finch. He lived for 22 years. That is not a long time. And please tell me this is not a potty, I suppose is the word, with eyes on it. Like, why don't we fasten some Google Eyes on the toilet while we're at it? I'm guessing this is some kind of water purifier cleaning thing. Probably. Not sure. I'm not used to this sort of thing because we can drink our tap water. Oh.
Like how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
The rest were scared. They had to go to the top floor to deliver.
Or how after Louis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
She exploded. One day. It's kind of dark. Is there no light switch? It's just this house is gonna be a bit on the dark side.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
That sounds weirdly specific, but okay. And the wheelchair and the oxygen tank. Oh my.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
And least of all, Grandma Edie. Could keep track of names because you got an Edith and an Edie and...
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it. Like a smile, too many teeth.
Yes. That was actually a brilliant description. Like, I get at least that this house row has at least one reader.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
They built another house, and then that sank. And they built another house, and that sank in the home too. But the fourth one stood. And you shall inherit... there's not even any curtains to inherit. What the heck? There's boxes, I suppose. And pictures. I wonder if this is gonna... I mean, I know this is gonna be about the character later on, but very soon, in fact, if I recall. Well, I mean, the power has probably been turned off, so...
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Oh, well, she did inherit a key from her mom, I suppose. Oh, yes.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
So he finished the box first and then the house. I mean, fair enough, the box would probably not take that long to finish, but still.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Well, I'll say. I mean,
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh, that's nice, I suppose. We don't give up in this here family, even if we have to.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
But wasn't there a, as we are about to see eventually, graveyard? I think they mentioned it in the intro here as well. The family wall is overwhelming, and the books have taken over.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Well, Well, I suppose that's supposed to be a hint that please look into the keyholes. You will see some stuff a little bit in advance. Molly, oh my god, there's even
Molly
the
always
date.
seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
She would be an adult by that time, though. But instead she turned 10, maybe? Ah, man. And this is open. Let's check out the other rooms before we go into that. Sven and Edie. Please let me see the
last
dates.
time I was in Edith Sr.'s room, I was 10 and she was painting my portrait.
Oh. Sven Hofstad Finch, he... 49, apparently. Edie, however, lived for a respectable 93. Gregory. Oh, God. 1 year, maybe. Maybe as close as
As a kid,
two.
I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Mm. And pink bathrooms with fluff. Just hurts looking at that. Calvin. 11. Gee, these people did not live long, did they?
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Maybe they should have buried him and not had him like spend 7 years with a... I'm not gonna go there. I'm sorry I brought it up. My god.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
The child star, because everyone knows it always goes well with the child stars.
Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
They have not. If they had, we would not have any child pageants still. I guess they just took it in a much creepier direction.
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house.
Odin. Like, don't name your children Odin, please.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
And she glued everything else shut. I don't know why she just played some heavy cases on top of the the top floor. I mean, not anymore, but it used to be the top floor at some point in early in the house's life.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
I mean, it is a fancy room, this. Although, is this coming? Yeah, it's coming from the outside. Slightly yeah, this is the... Oh, it's the house that sank that they're talking about.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
And you never thought to check? And this was the beginning.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
And isn't that gonna be one heck of a journey?
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Well, his name is there. You signed it, you stupid boy. Oh. Oh, well. I suppose this was his little getaway when he was feeling
Maybe
artsy.
It sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Except Molly's room, I suppose.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Given the size and shape of the house, I don't think anyone is going to guess where all of this is going to
I
lead.
grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole.
When I can reach it. She liked to dissect sea stars and keep skulls. In general, like for animals, it
Being
seems.
inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
I mean, this is really personal and creative.
Molly's gerbil
So.
had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
I can look down on myself. Kind of. I guess you can't look back out into the hallway. Is there anything else I can look at? Because the door just... the book just progresses the main story. It's very animal-centric, I suppose.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here. Before my mom sealed the doors.
To place the portrait there?
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
And I ate everything.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Oh, at least I didn't eat the gerbil poopy. I ate, indeed.
I ate a lot of things that night.
And this is why you don't send your children to bed hungry.
I kept eating and eating.
Because they would eat toothpaste, apparently.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
And I got a hankering for some chicken.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Wahoo! Oh, whoa, whoa.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
I mean, given that I'm trying to eat it, I think. Oh, it's just really... Oh, there it is. Almost. Kitty cat is on the prowl. Please become my munches.
I jumped and I almost got her.
And I almost fell down. Kitty's mad. Let's be careful. Can I not?
Tell
Yep.
she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
I could starve our children to death.
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
And it was winter for some reason. And I should have been caught by the wire, but...
Rabbits.
Nom 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 nom.
I imagined his face looking up
Oh.
and smiling through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Choke on
A
these.
mama rabbit.
Ah, yes.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Yes, of course. Oh, ow, 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 oh, Jesus, ow, oh, oh, my spine, oh, God, I'm paralyzed, probably. Oh, shit, oh,
I rolled off
ow,
a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Everything, like, viewpoint changes now. Okay, and then what else can I eat?
Juicy seeds.
Oh. Oh my God.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Ah, the blood frenzy.
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Can I have another bird? No? Damn it. And I was a tentacle.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
It was her, wasn't it? She ate everyone.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh. Oh. No, not downstairs. This weird old time is
I
on.
wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
What the fuck is this? Oh shit, I can't see it. That sounds like a bad idea in the morning. Sober up. Ah, yes. See? Put them in the what now? This is the song that never ends. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's see. Come on now. I'll let you finish the song. Isn't that nice? Oh, I can't see behind the corner. Open the door. And help ourselves to some more semen.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelt and knew something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Okie dokie.
I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
It smells like toothpastes and berries. Which sounds like a bad combination when you think about it. Is this? Oh, you. Toilet bound. Now where's the exit?
I got closer and closer.
Ooh la la.
All my stomach started growling.
I grabbed the
And
flashlight.
suddenly, I was me again.
I was flashed.
For a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting.
Please send help.
Fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Ah, delicious indeed. Well, that was kind of a fucked up story. She got kitty ears.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay, this is the first we see of the book. Molly, Barbara, Calvin, Sven, Edie, Sam, Walter, Odin and Ingeborg, Gregory, Gus, Dawn, Edith. I guess Edith is our protagonist in this one. Milton and Lewis, the brothers. And Sanjay, the one who married into the family, who doesn't warrant a spot apparently, except for floating in the wind. Anyway, oh. Well, oh dear. I guess we can see where the slightly horrific imagery is coming from. Daddy and the boat. And the princess in the castle? Oh, she is the princess. Okay. That makes sense, I guess. Now, let's jump from tree to tree, or just walk across this.
This will be obvious later, but my mom never
Will
told
it
me
now?
any of these stories. Edie may have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
Especially when it's so
When we
crazy as
adopted a
this.
stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Ah, well, after the little girl. I mean, I guess that's not too crazy. It's slightly sad, but it's rain or is the
I spent a lot of time in Great Grandma Edie's room.
okay. So like dark, like the rest of the
We got
house.
along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
It sounds like a lovely relationship. Let's see. Give me the edge of my blanket, damn it. God damn it, one sec. Okay. Oh, why feels chilly at the moment. Suddenly. There we go. Okie dokie.
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
She had a sense for drama. I mean, we did see the collapsed thing outside. And it was even probably wearing the helmet, hopefully, which probably didn't help. And it's a Norwegian flag, because the Finch family is apparently like emigrating to America. Built 1937. A couple of years before the war. Norske folkeeventyr, Norwegian folk tales, that's lovely. Barbara concepts, murals, sketches. Several copies of Norske folkeeventyr. Yes. Jorge Louis Borgers. The Jungle Book. Tales from Beyond. Illusion of Life. On Memory. Oh, Edie won't go.
One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
But that's how long you get to live on that sort of thing. The Finches, a failing flock? Many mysteries of death and thereafter. I mean, if random junk, eh? Edith, damn it, speech bubbles anyway.
I hadn't thought of myself
Edith
as
Junior
Edith
later.
Junior for a long, long time.
Sam medic ceremony? Medal ceremony, okay, yeah. That's the photo word. Conspiracy now. Weird America, the Finches? Random junk. Old man beneath the
Edie
house.
gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
I wonder if we will learn who that is. Win the family day out at Druid World. The Pacific Probe.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Well, I would guess so. Like, if you have an almost unreasonably zany grandma, would the mom just turn out, like, super serious because of it?
Her room was like a museum.
Joining the great majority. Oh, it's a...
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune.
I actually had a Viewmaster at some point in my life. My very early life, of course, but you know.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife Ingeborg and their newborn son.
Of course, the whole point in having one of these is also that you sort of get the earliest, like, home stereoscopic, however you say that. Which, of course, will not work unless you play this game in VR or something. Which I don't think you can, unless they make it so. Maybe then you can have the authentic Viewmaster experience with a couple of VR classes.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
I'm on a boat! Well, there's such a thing as a houseboat, isn't there?
But 40-foot waves off the coast of
Oh,
Washington
jeez.
send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea.
To join Leviathan, or rather the Midgard's order, I would guess.
Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
I wonder if there's a... It would be interesting to have an Finch museum or something. Like fictional, yes, but like a recreation of the house. Although that would probably be extremely unsafe.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Why? She was young. And they had safety equipment at least. Yeah, there we go. The full loop.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
And Ingeborg. Which you do not get to see, apparently. Oh well. Moving on. I think we accessed most of the stuff. Lewis, 1998 to 2010. 22, that's the... yeah, we'll be getting... Oh.
Lewis
There he
died
is.
a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him.
She knew. So yeah, this used to be a thing, apparently, for a while.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
It was a pretty big trace.
Yes. At least the sink and all the other stuff seems reasonably easy enough to clean, which is more than can be said for whatever the heck this is. At least they have the toilet paper on the right way. Can't be bad if you do that. That's a secret. Please find all our secret paths.
There's a secret in this bathroom.
Oh, that is fancy as heck.
It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
And there's a photo lab with all kinds of chemical stuff right behind it. That you can probably get a... Oh, don't... Oh! God damn it. Sorry. Sorry. It's a little easy to trigger the jump overs, I suppose. Calvin Finch. a little kiddie.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
He would glue to his hands, even when he slept. So many weird pictures came out of that. Milton. He's just swinging it. Okay, so we got two quite different personalities here.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him.
The polar opposite. Although at least one of them got to grow up. This is an exciting little boys' room, though. Although I suppose waking up a little bit too quickly on this one will lead to a lot of headaches. Oh, I got a little like proto gaming console. I vaguely remember those. Didn't get to invest that a lot since half my family was very much
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Not a fan of video games in general. Jeebus. Space Command to Major Tom. Put on your helmet.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
When he broke his leg, that was it. Let's swing it.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
And that's a good thing to say right about now. Oh my god.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
And it's making me do it too.
I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Oh god.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt.
Oh, this is getting me right in the...
I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
He made 4 loops!
And he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I don't have a face to go by though. So I'll just draw the helmet. Maybe I'll need this gun later. Oh, damn it. Oh, now I can't just defend myself against the space aliens.
Off Calvin's half of the room.
Okay.
Mom
It is
said
forbidden.
Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Yeah, I guess it would be a little bit too unnerving in the long run. I don't blame anybody. And was this a part of the room that the kids knew about, I wonder?
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Okay, shortcut for later. That I probably won't need anyway, but you know. Let's have it.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
And she was. Seattle Ballet Company presents Swan Lake. I wonder if that's the... I'm sure there's more ballets than that, but you know, I'm so far from an expert, but you know, I think if you mention ballet to anyone, they would probably like go, well, I know about Swan Lake. And I can't look out in the hallway still. They really dropped the ball on that one. The big furry ball. Was she known for more than one movie, or Barb's? Ah, yes.
I thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
It must have been a scream. Penelope's dinner. Okay, yeah, diner. Sorry, diner. Yes. Good old diners of the 50s and maybe 60s and maybe 70s. Happy birthday, Barbara. On a pizza. She got her own phone though, that's like making calls back in the day could be like really expensive depending. It's kind of nuts to think back and like have the time where we had landlines, and if you called between buildings, it could still rack up, I suppose. But the second cell phone started getting into the picture, you could sort of make a 5-minute phone call to a cell phone, and then you get this gargantuan bill. I remember Mom getting kind of annoyed at me for that once. Like, how could I understand though? That's the thing. Strange Labyrinth, a film by Lady Gregory. Improv night. Like, this is the sort of thing I would probably watch in via stuff like Mystery Science Theater, depending on whether this was actually a good film or not. Of course. Or a Cordy B movie, which can often be more entertaining than, you know, the more serious ones. Dreadful stories.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Well, it's original, I suppose.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But
Wow.
in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
Yes, because
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room.
Oh, the horror!
Got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right!
You're
Also,
right.
I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. The key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding.
Let's tell that in a comic.
Until finally, the key pops out.
Thanks.
In case people want to break into our basement.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned.
Oh no.
Barbara went to look for him. Right on cue.
Alrighty then.
The music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
And I can move again. My God. I do actually remember, like, we had our own... I'm not even sure what the English language version was called, but we called it Iskalde Grøss in Norway. I don't think I bought any myself, but I do remember my friends having some of them that I got to read. Don't remember which ones though.
And imagine the worst.
Someone had showed that one up his butt. I can smack everything. Play some pool. Into the hole you go. Oh my God. I'm making the mess. Ha! Eat that, you planks. Can I smack everything? Oh my God. Even the boxes are not safe. Yeah. What the f...
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
It is not, I repeat, not Candyman. So don't stand in front of a mirror and say Candyman 5 times in a row. Or 3, or however long. Many, I mean. I am about to get fired, aren't I? Oh, Jesus. I mean, I would cut myself too if I was standing at work and this thing was staring at me. Like, look away, children. Where's the, Oh, there we are. Adrian! Oh. I can't turn away from this madness.
Oh dear!
Oh dear. I mean, that response was a little more on key, I suppose.
Relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
And I am acting!
Furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you...
She threw him out, but she gave a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep, watching the...
She was kind of a jerk like that. Although so was her boyfriend to some extent.
Barbara!
To be fair.
What's going on up there?
Now what's with the static noise?
I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I am gonna kill you, Walter. Wait, why am I doing the voice still? It's the wrong voice. Oh. you don't answer, I'm gonna...
Vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police described the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify police.
Did you say 6? I mean 7! 8 feet tall!
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless.
Oh,
He was
you...
quite smashing.
And apparently not very strong.
Okay, Barbara. There's gotta be another way out of here.
Like one we took earlier today, in some respect.
Beautifully.
Arguably. And it creaked like nobody's business. Eat it, Hookman!
He wasn't moving,
Ow.
but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Screw him. I cannot. Okay. I know how this goes. I'm almost being taken back to Generation Zero now with this music.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Let's go into the stair from beyond.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
Hey my!
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. Her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans.
Stardom had a taste for her!
All on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter?
He was known as the cannibal killer.
In his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Huh? She had an ear for this sort of thing. Ah, yes. And I had an ear for this
Edie
tale.
told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Yeah, even though that sort of thing wasn't really... I'm trying to remember what the English, like, comic... The name of the comic. Like, the one we got as Iskaldegrøss. Grave... Tales from the Crypt. Tales from the Crypt, was that it? I guess nobody will answer. Anyway, given that there's just one way into this room, There's also just one way out of it. Time to get the crawl in.
Now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Because I would find out. Wonder if like the game will start hinting if I don't go immediately for the box. Although I'm not sure I want to drag out this video more than I need to. But let's check the weather first. Looks kind of overcast at the moment.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
Hint, hint! Click, ding. Trying to remember the music from Unfinished Swan, but all we have here are regrets and washing baskets and lots of very dangerous equipment.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
Well, I mean, that is a good way to convince kids. A shot? No! I will do anything for not a shot. Snuggler. It's all the best names for this sort of thing, too. Rainbow Glory. That's Vogue Man. Eggshell Animal. Theodore Woodbutt. Smoky Forest Lacquer. Red Rover. Can the rabbit come over? Only 50 cents. Oh my god. I don't even know if that's considered a lot back in the day.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages.
I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
Don't look anywhere but at the door. Guess we can't really go into that part.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh god, that noise. Oh, I ruined the letters.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
But Harry was eating Alvin cereal and...
If there's a pattern in all these stories...
Jiggly Farms? Grape jelly. Pea soup. I mean, pea soup is not too bad if it's made well. Tasty bear? Oh, a bean, okay. I was wondering if they were eating bears. It shall be my revenge.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Trains. Train models. I do remember us having, like, the only thing I remember is having fighter jets, like, you build like this. For some reason. Like, train would make more sense, I think. Like, everyday items. Cars. Boats, maybe. And Walter, who lived a very secluded life. This bike? Why would it need a bike? Is that a bike? No, it's a exercise bike. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, I would imagine not having this would just make the crazy come out quicker.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
30. Eating canned soup and shit.
After the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
But why is it shaking? Okay.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane.
Well, arguably.
Having a schedule, living for today.
Chugging
I always expected to be dead
peaches. Especially with this music.
But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
That is sadly true.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
As Barbara would find out.
And then one day, everything just...
I've had canned like pineapples, and the juice inside is also, you know, tasty.
Whatever that thing was,
but still,
it was gone.
How have you not choked to death?
Waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting.
I'm gonna go out and
I have to leave.
Get run over by the reindeer. Okay, no what? Okay, come on. Lift. No! Oops, there we go. Jeez. I should have guessed. How did he... There's the books and tomato. These books, I'm sure they're all dry and just fine. Stop looking at things. The game's going like... Focus! Focus, damn it. Alvin and the Chipmunks. I would eat the shit out of that.
Barbara.
Molly. I mean, killed?
And Calvin.
It actually did kill Barbara, though. That's the question that's sort of up in the air. And this here is my shitting bit. It's also where I toss all the garbage away. So it smells fine. And let's store some food right next to that. More pea soup.
Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
That'll make all the 30 years worth it.
I want you to know, I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food.
I've had cans for 50 years.
I only have a year left. Or a month.
For a day.
Or a single week. I'd be happy
for a minute.
With one more day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Okay. Or the train on my face. He had... Oops.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
I would have gone visit him immediately. 52 to 2005, he became 53 years old. Oh god. Well, I'm staying the hell away from train tracks for the next year or so. Sweetie crisps. So that's an upgrade. Hearts on 2. Wait, am I just going back now? As I am. Let's not do that.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
From... crazy? But... there's always a but, isn't there?
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Eating cans for the rest of my life.
But
and
if
tomato.
she had told me about an uncle under the house...
That sounds so much like a children's book. The uncle under the house.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
And I was getting paranoid. Peanut butter, oh my god, he's keeping the good stuff all the way down
I
here.
don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Stop interrupting my food talks. What is this? Jiggly farm. That's the jello, okay. Oh, the flies. Oh god. Ew.
Trying to bury something that's still alive.
Alrighty. Oh god.
Now that there's
Oh,
only
there we
one
go.
piece left. Or maybe 2. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
Whatever's left of it.
What happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
Really?
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
We summoned it into being. And here's a model of the train that killed Walter. And a car for some reason. Not sure why there's a car. And that was the hat of the train driver that piloted it that day. Why is there a guy up there? He's looking down on all of us. Wondering what the heck we're doing. Yeah, okay, I guess all of this sank into the sea. The train couldn't have gone that fast around the corner, although I guess if it was standing in the tunnel, there would be nowhere to go.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Chairs! Chairs in the tree! I don't want you to get curious about all of this.
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Well, too late now. What the?
But I thought you should know about your family.
Even though I didn't think I should.
And the history you're a part of.
For better and worse. And some people live on, or they're probably wondering what the heck is going on.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Oh, it's just oh, it's a totem, okay. That has been put to the ground. Proximity sensors never fails to creep out. Oh, jeez. I've been
When you look at the
crawling.
house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness.
Madness.
Any of it seems possible.
Well, fair enough. Just like how the game is set up, so that you have to do a lot of the movements when you like open and close books and
we've been
open
surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
gates and all that other stuff.
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
It is vastly different to build a cemetery, though. It's like you just decide, here, this is the place. Let's put up some light
for me to
fences.
admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. Three of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
And Molly ate the last one. Zoe, Zerpy, Lurpy, and Furpy. Chirpy. Burpy. Don't squeeze the pets, please. Derpy and Derpy Jude. Okay, well, at least one of them lived long enough to have a 10-year-old dog. 8-year-old, whatever the heck Daisy was, cat or dog. Charlie was probably a cat, yeah. 14. Tucker. 4. That's 5. I mean, animals, man, a relative of mine actually had to say goodbye to his cat.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
His cat, who had actually lived in him for 20 years. Well, not him, the family, but like he's the remaining one of it now. Which is kind of appropriate to talk about in this game. Molly Finch, 10 years. Look at the little kitty. Like, let's forget about the owl and the shark and the tentacle monster. Like, keep the kitty in our hearts. Edie Finch, 2010. I don't remember when this game was released. I don't think it was that long after, 2010. Walter Finch. And that's supposed to be just a rock dinosaur head. Barbara Finch with a star.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away.
And that was the struggle. I guess he went down with the whole house.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
As a captain. I am the captain of my house.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
I wonder if I zoom out and in again, I get to hear it one more time. Nope, okay. Just be like that and got a big hider wind of telescopes. Like you have to zoom it all the way back out. Even though you can only really focus on or up close. Oh, it's slightly windy, it seems.
East Side was always easier for me to understand.
How? It's a house with a guy standing on top of it. Like, that makes more sense.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
Sam, Gregory, and Gus. Oh, Gregory was the, yeah.
She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Lewis Finch with his thing, and Sanjay, who became 36, seems. Oh, Milton.
We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Although that would be a mystery on its own.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday.
And be completely lost.
For myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
That sounds like a good idea, yes? Oh, this is a very bad idea. Come on, jump. Do not... This should have broken so hard. That is a twig. But sure, let's just go with it for lore and stuff. Oh, it's so dark. Is this where the ladder is? No. Oh, the other side. Of course.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common.
Okay. Like...
They were both pretty intense.
I'll say.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
He was also very patriotic, it seems. At least he didn't kill an eagle to get like the full patriotic experience. And war. Images war, the photography of Sam Finch.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Which was probably not a good idea in hindsight. Okay, yeah, the pink bathroom lady. I'm actually kind of curious as to how a very dyed-in-the-wool military dude and hunting and all that other stuff finds himself a wife who wants a pink fluffy bathroom. It sounds like those two would not have a lot in common. Yes. A stuffed cat. And medals and a hunting rifle. Lorry and small skill bore. Grain, soft point, 1 core locked bullets. Centerfire, smokeless bullets? The man in the mirror. The heck?
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime. Perfect.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
Yes.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? We'll never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I ain't got no sarcasm detectors.
Pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
And you're enjoying this too much. You're supposed to be the surly teenager. What the heck?
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up.
Still freezing, though.
What was that?
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely won't be moving.
Are you done yet?
I'll piss in a general direction.
Hey,
That's a keeper.
I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Oh, really?
Do you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
Stop badgering me. Oh god, this camera is kind of annoying.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip. Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire.
How to pack your bags. Cause you're fired.
Found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere. I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn.
Let's shoot it.
Let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Kill your feelings.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Stronger than that thing.
Great shot, Dawn!
Good killing. I like
Proud of
looking
you, Dawn.
fuzzy.
Always remember that. Okay?
Oh,
Sorry, Dawn, just gotta reset the timer.
keep crying some more.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
And my god, that was the picture we kept! I kind of feel like I was playing
Of all these stories,
Tale of Two
that's the
Sons
one
again,
I
like
wish
I
it
had
was
to.
that my mom had told me.
I had to control each boy with the 2 sticks. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that, but yeah. Okay, we have actually progressed quite nicely in these 1.5 hours. Yes. I don't remember if you could actually skip a whole lot of stuff if you just went through this door without accessing the ladder. Anyway, another secret doorway.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Well, I say. Although I suppose having this room would make this part very visible. Oh, it's the roof windows. And it's not even a I forgot the name for it. Like you have the little house-shaped roof windows. The windows is straight normally up, but there's a little roof extension on top of it. Oh dear. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Because it was a baby.
The rest of us don't.
Please stop doing that to the music. There's a kid.
Gregory, it's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
Yay! I shall break all of the letters. Wow. The last one is standing. Get it! Yeah!
You reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
Dum. Oi. Why are you clumsing this up? I kind of feel like the evil hand of death that kills the baby to progress the story.
I know how silly it sounds.
How soapy it sounds.
But I worried about a baby being too happy.
Come on out.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish you could have told us.
I wish I didn't turn the water like that.
so much I don't understand.
Like how the water could fill up this quickly.
About Gregory.
What kind of crazy bathtub is this?
About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Well...
I'm sure he's happy. He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Not much else to say, I suppose. Teamwork. Respect. Strength. And they have military lockers for some reason. Race flag. I mean, we are in America, so... Breakfast, quiet time. Quiet time with a baby. Well, at least it was a cheerful one, so... Don't sweep trash, Gus, mop, move yard, Greg, be a baby. That is absolutely a fair handing out of tasks. Routine, jump rope, 100 times, jumping jacks, 150 times, push-ups, 100, crunches, 100, run to mailbox and back. Well, run, I suppose that's the... Oh, almost forgot.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Gus looks like a punk kid.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
And he was wrong.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
And he told everyone to go piss themselves.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. Make it cry.
You're not allowed to screw this up. It's slightly reminiscent of Journey, in a way. The whole cloth thing. So... Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay. The totem is down. Ah.
Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Like a punk kid.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Which sounded like a good idea in hindsight. Oh, the rain. Oh my, okay. I get to wreck shit as well.
Buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
I thought he was a carpenter. He lied to all of us.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
And the lighting is getting kind of ominous. Oh. I wish that...
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
It was one heck of a party.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Yep. That sounds like a reasonable thing to name a kid. Like,
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
and she had to climb the wall every day, which was good exercise, I suppose. The Holy Bible. And the teacher's
Religion
calling.
was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
I guess that should be, like, if you want to go that way, like a religion should be a source of support, if anything, not a source of, you know, like an excuse for you to ignore people and or even hurt them. So yeah. And that got serious, isn't it? Oh my God.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Who drove a taxi. Probably. And starred in horrible music videos made by Swedish pop artists with a penchant for controversy, I suppose. And mixing up like Christianity and like whatever Indian faiths they were sort of going into.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later.
Yeah, we're not going down that way.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Back
I'm
into
sure
the
Edie was happy to have her back.
back to the cursed house. Cursed house we go. Thyme, sage. Where's the rosemary?
And to see kids in the house again.
That's not rosemary, that's kids. You can't plant kids. You can try, but I don't think anything will come out of it.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
A little bit. Why not? I mean, to the place known for its storms, it makes sense to build a house like this. Like, people are so used to winds that they...
Things were good. Almost normal.
But then... a lot of names. Or family history, fact or fiction. Lewis. I wonder who made that. Reading is a hoot. Great job. We are all about to positive influences in this place. What do you mean didn't last? Don't be so negative. Unfinished, the curse. Plant, animal, fungus, protist, moneran? English terms, man. Not that I would necessarily remember all the Norwegian ones, but you know, that's usually my main thing when I see like quizzes and whatnot. Like I have no idea what the English terms for anything scientific means. Whoa!
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
See what I said about the winds? This is still on the roof to some extent. And this looks kind of familiar. Milton, the
After
disappeared
Milton
one.
disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Which should look familiar to some of you. Anyway, we have come a long way since we came up this road and entered the building from the garage through the doggy door. And yeah, here we are. This should look somewhat familiar.
I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
And how? I probably reused some assets from the last game in a rather adorable way, I would say. Like this is probably like the starting area where you sort of like splatter all the black paint onto things and you see shapes of fences, of trees, of stones, of a frog. I don't think this guy was in it, but you know. And it's even got this, like, this would have been the dream room for a lot of kids. Like having this space and this view and this just scenery all around. Not that I cared as much about scenery when I was a kid as I do now, but you know, still. There we go, like the splashes. The easel. I know that term, my god, I do. The magic paintbrush.
The magic paintbrush.
You spend some time doing this. Oh my god, it's the flipbook animation Inception. I wonder how many times, how crazy it would be to sort of like animating a flipbook like this, and animating someone who animates a flipbook like this, of someone animating a flip. Like how far could you take that before it got completely out of hand? And Milton also gets a caricature because, well, I mean, someone remembers him, how he looked like. Like he should. I wonder if it would be sort of like inappropriate to draw a little mustache on him, like style after that. Historic American newspaper now available. Chronicling America. Orcas Island Gazette.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
And that was that. Yep. All right, I had to crawl out the window.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
A flip book?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself.
Both.
After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room. Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
And that was the start of the downfall.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room.
It was trippy as fuck. So, like any other kid, I did not do as asked. Because duh. Oh dear lord. It's... Yeah... I mean, the foundation, man.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Well, he had a message and an opinion on things. And a computer. With double screens too, that's at least this is the area of flat screens, so... And I got a gaming console. A Wonderland Turbo.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Not like the kids. I mean, the kids can be like amazing at video games. I think the dude who made the Tetris record was actually like 13. Like really, really young.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh, God, I'm so bad at this.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
And he didn't multitask well.
He said he started small.
And then he went back. Now, this is really like... Oh, God.
Imagining a labyrinth.
Toss the fish!
He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
And fishes. Work faster, guillotine. Oh my.
And things that have not names.
Like Cthulhu.
He knew it was all in his head.
Oops. Oh, shit. Focus on work.
But he took it very seriously.
Oh, I'm lagging behind.
I had hoped he'd find himself.
But instead I got a graphical upgrade.
But he found something more.
He became a 3D game.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery, I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
He saw no problem with any of this. Because he didn't give a shit about mental health.
So I let him go on.
Which in
I even
hindsight...
encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
And it's guillotine.
Up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
And excited people.
And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his
Get the fish out of the way. Wait.
He no longer spoke at the cannery.
I mean, why would he?
As reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination.
Yes?
So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor.
And he won by a landslide.
And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Lewis.
And they chop all the heads.
St. Louis.
Well, St. Louis is a place, though. Maybe not spelled like that.
Away
But...
from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home.
I see what's going on here.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
He wouldn't stop chopping, even as he ran out of fish. He just stood there gesticulating.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
Let's go with Prince this time. I don't even remember what I picked last time.
Beautiful prince.
Was... Oh god, the paint.
The prince was on his own quest for...
Rainbows, yes. The Rainbow Bridge.
Radiant rainbows.
Oh no! I didn't go under all of them.
He followed the sound of his...
Yeah, going with guitars. I mean, it's not a guitar, but it's a guitar.
electric sitar. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon.
That sounds familiar as well.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
That's questionable, but...
He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Oh, hey! Ease up on the... Jesus, I know I'm being efficient, but still. Hey!
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Thank God. What a lord.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping sand, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me.
Well,
It was
kinda.
hard to argue with him.
Okay. This is... Laundry detergent, rainbow glow. It's the same counts as white bleach. It's a locker. And a gaming console for breaks, I suppose. Imperial Palace. Trippy stuff.
We began to forget the world we know.
Because that's how it works. The mind is a mysterious thing.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
That red blood loser isn't even cutting in the real fish at the moment. Blood splattered all over him.
I still thought I could save him.
From...
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Man, he been greedy as shit. Give me all the lands.
The palace would be packed with his companions.
All the companions. Where's the dog? There's the cat.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him.
Marijuana's one hell of a drug, I suppose. Ah, Molly. You have arrived at the airport. Stand on attention, sir. Okay.
The prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Okay. Yes, thank you.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Which probably wasn't that many since he locked himself up in his room.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Although I suppose there are more important things than being super successful, as the world clearly shows at the moment, I think.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
And that did not go over so well.
Make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
All the missing posters. And the marshmallows that have hardened by now. There's another one of these things on the... oh well. Kind of feel like there's error. Oh. Which we cannot see it ending. Dawn.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Looks like that, yeah.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe
Round the mountain.
Sooner.
They didn't have room for the spiraling staircase.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
And these books aren't even labeled anymore. Like the books of nothing. The science of paper crafting. Probably also known as origami. But that's a very Japanese word, ain't it?
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Piss off. Jeez.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
It's a miracle the house hasn't caught on fire.
I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that he had a key to it.
Oh, so that's a library, is it now? Is that right next to the entrance? I think so, yeah. Yeah, the books, I did look into the whole thing and I just saw a lot of books.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Cross Creek Cookery. A whole lot of cooking. Ah, the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about
like
what
a hat.
happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years.
They have drained the lake beyond recognition. I can't imagine.
I've seen that house every day of my life.
At least the top of it.
But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh God. Let's just keep moving forward. Oh.
Turned around.
Yeah, I saw that. I just switched my viewpoint around like that. I could have seen the house. I could have just walked straight.
For a while, I wondered.
I heard the squishy sounds.
I started seeing things.
Oh God. Oi! Stop! Let me ride on your back!
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends.
Because I used to...
That night, a lot of things came back to me.
I used to sit in this chair and cook on this... Wait, no, this is not a stove. Or is it?
Or maybe I came back to them.
And the blinking red light that somehow works.
Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Grandma!
The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it.
And yes, I have done this. Of course. Long ass car ride
A few years
sometimes.
went by.
I never forgot my finger gloves.
My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone.
Well,
The last
kinda.
Finch left alive. Until I found out about you.
But
I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. I hope you'll never see it.
I should
I
throw
just
it into
wanna
the fire.
meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
I wonder what this symbolizes.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Ah, yes. And with that, we are done. And they couldn't have made a better, credit screen, I think. Like they had the whole crew just dig up old childhood photos of themselves, or teenage photos or whatever. And little references to the Unfinished Swan. Dreadful stories. my god. The death of pizza. Oh my god, is he selling crack cocaine? Melissa Fuss. She never raised one though. She raised the Fuss, like the next member of the family. Oh. Man. That is some 80s, 90s fashion right there. Carved out a little Nintendo Switch, like old school controller in wood or something. It doesn't have the analog sticks on it though. Enjoy and thank you, the Chinese food. The end Titan. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Well, I mean, that was a journey. It is definitely one of my favorite walking simulators, as they like to call it. That doesn't really have any, lives. That sounds like a weird thing to say about this game. It doesn't have any lives. It has many lives, in fact. Look at all of them. But yeah, like classical arcade games and stuff, where you can get a game over instead of at the end. So yeah. And that's it for What Remains of Edith Finch. And since that didn't take as long as I expected it would, I think I'm maybe starting a new stream, killing a few more hours of another game I kind of wanted to play, but I'll leave that up to when I start it. So, for now, I wish you all a see you later, I suppose.